Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here again, and I thought I wanted to talk about a found footage movie, a found footage movie from 2024, which is called hashtag Missing Couple. It gets a it gets a 5.3 on IMDb. I'm giving it a five. It's a it's a watch. Directed by a guy named Jacques Edelin. Never heard of him. You have Austin Jenkins playing himself and Jenna Jenkins. So a real life couple playing themselves as influencers who go in this box printer van and sleep there for years, and they're sleeping there, and they stop and make friends everywhere, but they just bought this new project, a plot of ground in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere, and they go in, they have this little house, they want to live there for a while at least. Now at some point the I believe Jenna sees somebody outside. She saw somebody, and so between all the bullshit of them doing these stupid dances and trying to lure in new subscribers and whatever, plotting this little plot of ground with vegetables in this, all that shit. It goes to another guy who I actually can't. I think his name was never really said, because if you go to the cast, there's no name. He's never mentioned. And the thing is that he's just called searching for people. Hashtag searching for people, for missing people. He's this also YouTuber, amateur investigator, but he takes this one personally because they're his neighbors and his friends, and he loves them, and he wants to go and find them. So it's constantly rotating between this investigator and this couple finding weird shit at some point, like their plot of ground where they put vegetables. You see they're all filled with bullets now. At some point, the husband Austin is really commanding, because he doesn't want that being posted, and there's a history. So they go into the town. It's like a dead man's town. There are a few shops here and there. There's a library, even in a dead man's town, but it has a little bit of Wi-Fi, but it almost has no books. Now apparently she did that behind her husband's back while he was going to the hardware store. She had to go to the groceries, but she wanted to know more about the plots of ground and the town. So she asked the librarian. Now apparently the plot of ground where they are was a military kind of concentration camp from with American GIs that killed, after World War II, killed a bunch of black people. So, and then it was a hush-hush situation. They left, and that's why there are all these bunkers, and holes and things around the plot of the area of where their little houses and the plot that they bought. And there's this one bunker that's filled with water, and they said they threw all the bodies in the pits. Now I can guess that the pit was now filled with water, and all these bodies are in there, rotting, of course. Nothing left. Now it always goes back to the investigator. Now this investigator, he has all the tools he has. He has a drone. He's very thorough. Before he goes on the land, he uses his drone to see and sees the camper, sees the house. He has his black mag light. He starts in the bedroom. Oh, some semen. no, but he's looking for blood, of course. Finds none. And then we go back to the couple. They find more crazy shit. Like at some point, Jenna's tooth uh, her toothbrush is missing, and then they go back to the investigator. It's always a switch around, but the investigator gets more weird. He gets emotional at moments. He's getting lonely. He's starting to get sort of unhinged. He's crying at some point because he had a relationship and he starts to cry, and then you go back to the couple, and then they decide to go, but before they want to go, they did this because they find a present in the middle of fucking nowhere in a giant plot, and then it has Jenna's toothbrush in there, and she said, no, 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 I'm going, I'm get the fuck out of here. Now, first of all, this investigator goes to, he says, the nearest motel is 30 miles away. The guy doesn't have a gun. An American that doesn't have a gun, investigator, easy to get a 9mm or something, put it in your back pocket. He has a machete, but the weird thing is the boyfriend, the husband, Austin, has the same machete. So I already was thinking, okay, this guy is, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. The missing, there were even people saying that he was involved in the missing. And listen, it's a spoiler, okay? So I liked the mood of this movie, the build-up. It's a slow build-up, but it's a creepy build-up. There's something creepy going on, okay? But the ending, they fuck it up, and that's all what I'm gonna say. But it's a watch as a found footage movie, because creepy, good atmosphere, and the going from the investigator to the couple, because like I said, the investigator never reveals his name. He just says which group he's in, and I couldn't find it in the cast list. So, and I can't remember that he said his name because he's alone, you know? And they didn't announce that like that. So eventually he's going, you know, at some point he also wants to go to a motel because he doesn't sleep right. He goes to he put a new chain on the fence, but the chain was gone and was replaced by a rusty one. And he can't get out, so he goes back to the house. Now, listen, okay. Spoilers now. This movie was obviously about the couple was running away from home because they had a extremely dangerous and unhinged stalker. Who's a stalker, do you think? The investigator. He found them and he wants to marry Jenna. He's in love with Jenna. He wants to kill Austin probably. And I would love to see a scene like he has a hatchet, no, a machete, slash Austin to fucking bits in an angry fashion. Jenna trying to fight him and get stabbed in the process, dumping the bodies in the water because nobody's gonna know. It's a no man's land. It may be him killing himself but cutting his own throat, something like that, or him going away. It's a bad ending. But no, what they did was they're ghosts, and the ghosts are having these torches, and they put these ghosts, they make this torch and they go through this fire, and they're like, these are the ghosts of the black people who died, and you can't see they're black, they're just black charcoal ghosts. They're completely black charcoaled, you know. And the boyfriend knew there was something going on because he put a motion detector camera outside, and he saw like multiple people going to the house, in black, shrouded, what looked like, and peeking into the house. Now, they were the ones who took the toothbrush, and the investigator, when sleeping in the bed of the house, there is this ghost standing over him and takes something out of the camera, a chip, and he gets that as a present as well later on. Now, when the couple explains why they were running away, we also get to see the stalker, the unhinged stalker, saying, "I'm not that kind of guy anymore. I want Jenna. I want her. I'm not saying that when I was in the insane asylum, I want her." So now you know, okay, but then you can't really explain the stupid ghost stuff. They had to put stupid fucking ghost, charcoal, black figured ghosts in there. Oh, and like I said, the plot was then full of bullets. Like I said, it's the only guy probably in the entire United States as an investigator who didn't have a gun in his backpack. Goes to fucking no man's land. Even if he was a real investigator, I would have a gun with me, you know? But listen, they fucked it up, and what happens is they get surrounded by they can't start a car, typical. Their dog's gone. They're trying to look for their dog. They find these black charcoal ghost men. They're following them, and the last scene you see is them eventually in the motion detector cam. It's black and white. You see them holding hand in hand, and that's the last scene you see of them. You don't know what happens to them, but you get an idea because the investigator gets the same shit, and he gets pushed in the water by these ghosts, and I guess the couple also was pushed in the water. And now the dog, because he saw the dog at some point, the investigator, but I guess the dog is now a part of the ghosts of that plot of land. Instead of going the investigator route, you know, it had me the movie until that last stupid fucked up shit, charcoal fucking ghosts that are like, I mean, and they probably made movies like that, you know, that the investigator is actually the bad guy, but it was done in a pretty good way. They did it in a good way, like going from the investigator. He could have been there. He could have been there. You know, while they were there, he could have been there because he was mostly camping somewhere on the plot, and the plot is like extremely big. And a face was looking through the window. I mean, come on, it could have been such a creepier story that the guy. They know the stalker's here. They can't get the fuck out. It's creepy as fuck. Now he's somewhere there. He's probably super pissed. He wants to kill Austin. They went with a different route, and I think that was a big mistake. We have seen enough found footage, ghost movies, Bigfoot movies. This was a good story. They fucked it up at the end, but at least it gets a 5 from me because, like I said, it had a creepy atmosphere. There was something unsettling about everything, as well as when the couple is staying there, when they're seeing things, hearing things, and as the investigator gets more like unhinged, he's holding a camera to his face, and he's like he's having cabin fever or something. It's weird. So that's hashtag missing couple. Give it a watch. it's worth a watch, but the ending fucks it up. That's the only thing I can say. So there you go. I hope to see you next time. Subscribe, it's free. This is purely for fun, and see you for the next review. Signing out.